Yeah, that one I can make. The other one that was January 18th changed to the 25th. And that one I would love to be at, but they said it was going to be recorded.
Yes, it will be recorded. So
Good.
for those that can't attend, we'll be sending it out.
We have not,
The watch party?
probably the same day as the watch party.
Do I get,
Ribbon cutting will last.
Are we talking about the ribbon cuttings the same time as the?
no, it's the same day,
Same day, but they'll be long one.
Okay.
so we can go from one to the other.
Go from one to the other, yeah.
Pam won't be able to attend tonight. She had a family emergency.
Oh, okay.
So Dave is sitting in her spot. He will be the voting alternate tonight.
Got
in her
it.
spot.
Dave for Pam, that's why we didn't need an extra seat. And then we have Ken, Tatiana, me, Joe, Amber, and Steve, hopefully. It's almost 6, so. Do I start right on 6? Do we have enough?
We do.
We have
We're at
enough for quorum, okay.
Yep. We are literally at quorum is 4. We are
Okay.
at quorum. So, and then the only other thing I had was when we get to the meeting dates.
Yeah, we have a change.
We have one change, and then we need to make one more, because Veterans Day is
Yep.
November 11th. So we can do I checked the schedule, we can do any other Monday. And the other Mondays are November 4th, 18th, and 25th in November.
When's the Thanksgiving holiday, though?
The 21st or something of 2024.
I can tell you in a second.
Who pulls up the calendar quicker?
28th is Thanksgiving.
So probably the
next year.
25th. It's probably 4th or 18th might be better
Okay.
choices, just
Yeah.
because.
Kristen, do you want to go
Traveling.
ahead and start the meeting so we can discuss this?
Yep.
All right, we'll officially get our meeting started. Welcome, everybody, to the Oldsmar, we're still Leisure Services Advisory Board. And our meeting is now called to order. If we would all please stand up and do our Pledge of Allegiance. As long as I keep reading my notes, I'll be all set here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. We are missing a couple people, so we hope they'll either join us or get caught up by watching our wonderful, watched by millions online YouTube. Our first agenda item, actually, we will have our open forum. Do we have anyone here for our open forum tonight? Seeing as there is no one here for open forum, we will move right into our agenda items. Did everybody get a chance, a moment to read the minutes dated August 14th? I did not see any changes myself. Everybody good on those? Do we have an approval? Motion to approve?
My motion.
And do we have a second? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? No changes? Approved as is. Thank you. And we'll move right on into our park user survey update.
All right, good evening, everybody. Bright. Good evening. We are ready to roll out the Parks User Survey. I have information here for the board tonight. Also, it is live currently on our website. Couple things with that. I did bring some paper copies to share. I figured 5 for each of you. Most people will be doing it on their phones. I will pass those out to you. Can you pass those out? 2 of those and 2 each, and then 5 of those. And then can you also take, go ahead and take that up there as well. It's the schedule. They might as well have that. So, yes, so the park user survey will run through the month of November and December for the most part. It'll conclude on January the 14th. So we've got about 2 months to run the survey.
What was the date again, sorry?
January 14th.
January 14th is when it will conclude. Mike is passing out the paper questions, the QR code there, so when you're at the park or you want to engage with someone to take the survey, they can just scan that QR code. It'll take them right to the website.
To do it online.
Do it online.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
so yes, there's a schedule that Mike has as well. It's kind of like we did the last time. I figure if you chose 3 dates off of the schedule, That will get us to the number that, there's 28 total slots on there, but if there's, you know, if you choose 3 or 4, we should be able to get, you know, complete
Thank you.
our rounds at the different parks. I kind of varied it again
Forgive me, where are
from
the
day,
dates?
day of the week.
Right here.
Oh,
So
a
if you-
sheet being passed around
Yeah,
with
yeah,
dates, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. So the dates are on there in the day. If you could choose 3 or 4, that would be great. Again, just like the last time with your intercept surveys, you just engage park users. There's no defined time per se. You don't have to stay for 3 hours, you know, but I would say, you know, try to get as many people as we can, because we really want to try to get some feedback on who is actually, you know, who our park users are. So shouldn't take too long to take the survey as well.
And this is for Tuesday, the 14th, meaning starting tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
So
For 2 months.
So at some point through the meeting, go ahead and just write some down, you know, choose a slot. And then we'll get that back and I can make copies of that and send that out to you as well.
and then confirm for us, this is just for us to go to the park, visit, take some of these sheets and our little QR code?
Yep.
And whoever we run into,
Yeah.
invite them to take the survey on the park?
Yes, yes. And you know,
Introduce
wear
ourselves, of course.
your
and-
shirts, you know, who you are and see what we can, what kind of
Got you.
feedback we can get.
I'm gonna keep going, come back to me since I gotta run the meeting, and before I leave, I'll put mine on my
I have
calendar.
a quick question.
Yeah.
How different is this from the last time?
So the last one, this is more of who is using our parks in a sense and what they're using them for. The last one was more of a desires. What kind of programming do people want to see? This more
Okay.
is going to tell us our user and why they're there.
Okay, thanks.
And let's see. Okay, and that's all I have on the survey update. Any questions on that after you get started? Certainly let us know.
One quick question.
Yep.
There's kids at parks. Can we survey kids, or does it need to be adults?
I would survey adults. If
Got
you're- if-
18 to 24 is the youngest age on here, it looks like.
Yep.
How many are we picking on here?
Excuse me?
How many dates are we
I
picking?
say pick 3 or 4,
3 or 4, okay.
and then we can fill in. Again, you can do it outside of those times as well.
All right, good. We'll get through these, I guess, and see if we have any other questions. No other questions at this point. And that was it for us right now. Chip from the Park User Survey update.
That's it, yes.
Thank you. I'm just taking a quick minute, just kind of looking through some of our questions, so I familiarize myself with them.
Yep, those were the ones that were approved at the last meeting.
Yeah, but that was 3 months ago, so I couldn't tell you whether we looked at them, whether I knew what they were or anything else, so
Gotcha.
totally get it. All right, good. All right, it's 3 pages, probably quick to do online.
Yes.
Do they need to register online, or it just goes right in?
Straight to the website.
Okay, all right. Because they don't request who it comes from, right?
Right.
Okay, good. All right, sounds good. Any other questions at this time on the user survey, folks, on our board? Nope. All right, presentation of 2024 board meeting schedule. So let me get back to that page. On our last page in our packet is our upcoming meetings for 2024. The reasoning, the February 5th meeting is the first Tuesday instead of the second. I have invited Tom Trask and Felicia Donnelly to join us for a meeting so that we can all learn a little better and understand a little better what our board purpose is, what our guidelines are, what our restrictions are, and have them here to be able to ask those questions. I didn't feel I was necessarily the one to answer anybody's questions that may come up. And I also told Tom and Felicia I thought it would be advantageous. Some of our board members may not have even met them. So I thought it would be good to have Tom Trask as our city attorney and Felicia Donnelly, of course, as our city manager. So they will be at our February 5th, and that is why the February 5th meeting has been changed. Monday, May 13th, and the August 12th are standards. The November 11th is a holiday, Veterans Day.
Yes.
So we need to choose a new date for the November meeting. It was recommended 4th, 18th, or 25th, and I mentioned 25th is a couple days probably before Thanksgiving, so the 4th or the 18th. Does anybody have a suggestion, recommendation, preference, or conflict?
I would say the 4th, just because it's further away from Thanksgiving. Some people try to leave a couple days before.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll go out of town. Does my board all agree on the 4th? Do we need a formal vote on that one, Chip, or just, can I please have a vote from our, do we have a motion to approve the November 4th? Thank you. And a second? Does our board approve of the November 4th change? All say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And motion is carried. Thank you. Still learning all the formal terminologies to do it right. So we will have the February 5th, the May 13th, the August 12th, and the November 4th for 2024 meetings. Great. And nothing else with our meeting schedule, correct, guys, as far as staff's concerned? All right, and no other questions from our board? Wonderful, then we will move on to, we have to elect a chair and vice chair. This happens each year, right?
It's for a 2-year term.
Two-year
This
term.
term would run from January of 2024 to January of 2026.
Have I been on for 2 years as
You
chair?
filled out someone else's term.
Okay. So I am more than open to suggestions if somebody else would like to be, does anybody have any recommendations for chair or vice chair? Or are they interested in running? We have our formal ballots now.
Yes.
We never know which way we're doing it, so that helps. Technically, because I'm filling in, I don't have to come down, but I think we just run with the system as normal. Because I filled in, or did I fill in and I just filled out that term and I would start again if I was choosing to go as chair
Well, we
again?
do have to have a motion on the floor for whoever would like to nominate for chair.
Okay.
Or, we do have to have a motion.
All right, so,
Should I make comments or?
yeah, does anybody have any questions or comments about us choosing our, and electing our chair or vice chair? Amber?
I was just going to say, if you're interested in being chair again, I support that, mainly because you've only had a year in this position. We only meet 4 times, so it's not, you don't get as comfortable as you can.
Right,
in
yeah,
that
that's why I said
role.
I'm still trying to follow the rules properly as far as
So I would support
motions and
that
such.
if you would like to. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
I would be more than honored. Would anybody else be interested in stepping up to chair or vice chair? I hear you guys just jumping right out there, going ready for it.
I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Okay, and,
I am interested, but I mean, we don't have everybody here,
yeah,
so I don't know how,
It makes it kind of hard.
yeah.
can we postpone the meeting till next meeting when we have more of our people here?
We could postpone, we'd have to do it at the beginning of the meeting just because your term would have had already run out. So we'd have
Okay.
to do it as the first thing before we get going.
All right.
The meeting, that
Would the
would
board, do I have a motion that the board would like to postpone till more people are here?
Yeah, I'll make a
I
motion.
motion.
Yeah.
And a second? And we have an approval? Everyone say aye?
Aye.
Aye, and no one opposed? I think that's better. Let's give everybody an opportunity. I have no problem continuing, but I also have no problem stepping down and letting others. But I wouldn't mind getting a little more under my belt because it's the first time in many years, even though I've been with this board for over 30, whether I'm sitting in the chairs out there or up here, that I've been back as chair, so.
It's a different role, so.
Yeah, and
I
it's-
just want to be
Yeah.
comfortable in it.
Yeah, it's different rules, different systems and everything else.
I support you 100%. I'm just curious, I'm just interested in taking a chair role.
And the
Oh,
same
that's
thing,
good.
to
You know,
learn
yeah,
it,
to learn
right,
it, and
right,
so,
exactly, and I don't want to be
If I
chair
could
all the
go- If I could
time.
go in and run a vote, I'll be interested.
Right, okay, I think that's good,
I think it's fair that everyone's here, so
Yeah.
then everyone has say. Because
Yes.
someone else might be interested.
Yeah.
If we run into an odd position next time and are missing, what, 3 members, 4 members? I think we have to push on through at that point because my term would be up, correct? So we'll make that, so we all are in agreement. So you want to hold our voting?
Yes, I'll
Till
take it
next
back.
time. Okay, you can pick those back up. I think that's smart. I mean, you know, like I said, I'd be honored to continue. I feel like I'm kind of just getting my feet wet and learning some of the more appropriate rules and things like that. But I am very much supportive of others taking on the position as well in the future. Because usually like right now, I'm running Oldsmar Old Time Carolers rehearsal at Tico Hall right now because they're trying to figure out how to clone me, so it's all good.
Can't clone you.
No, haven't been able to figure that one out. Okay, moving on with our agenda. That's all we have so far. We go right into new business and, board comments is where I should talk about some of our changes, I think. Okay, so new business.
Okay, I have a couple of items here. I put in front of you guys a copy of your bylaws.
Yes.
And the resolution 2019-10, which establishes the board. I wanted to provide that for your informational purposes, to read through that, to make sure that you do understand the bylaws and the purpose of the board. So those are for your reference. I'm also going to try to work on an onboarding program for new board members. Introduction, same thing with the purpose, the bylaws, go over kind of how the board actually operates, and then kind of get them more comfortable as new people come on board. So that's a goal of mine there. And with the current bylaws, and I'll just read it for you guys, the purpose. I'm not going to read through the entire bylaws, but the purpose, the primary duty of the board is to advise city council and the city manager or their designee as to the interpretation of community needs and desires as to types of leisure programs, parks, recreation, and facilities. To prepare from time to time, amend and revise a general plan for meeting present and future leisure requirements of all areas of the city and for all of its citizens. To act as a liaison group and conduit of public opinion for the citizens of the city of Oldsmar, to the city manager, and to the city council, and to perform such other duties which may, from time to time, be requested of it by the city council or by the city manager's office. The board shall report observed concerns to the Director of Leisure Services, now Parks and Recreation, rather than wait for board meetings. So basically what that last line says is don't wait for board meetings to say, hey, look, there's a bench that's broken, or there's, I had an issue, there was an issue with the dock or something to that effect. You can call me or call Michael and or email us with that information. So
Thank you.
again, I just wanted to put that out there for your information.
Was there anybody here that did not have a copy of the bylaws and such in the past? You guys have all received them at some point or another?
I have never had it.
Okay, so we've got them in your hands, and there may be another one or two that hasn't. And Chip, I think that's great to establish some type of protocol of how to get our new members or alternates updated when they come on board. I did meet with Felicia and Tom Trask about our purpose and reviewing it. And that's part of the reason I asked them to come next month. To me, it was a little more open book, and getting into our new system, it's a little more following some protocols that are established. So for example, just to give you guys an example, and you can look at it further and keep these things in mind, if I want to report that there's a light out at the park, okay, I need to just send Chip an email. I don't need to do it during a meeting. Okay, so I'm learning those kind of protocols. I get Chip sitting in front of me for an hour, and I go over everything with him that I have on my list. But let's kind of keep in mind that those kind of things are better held as notices direct to Chip or the staff. And as opposed to, we knew before it had been held for a meeting, but it's not really for meeting purposes. It's more to just get it direct to staff, okay? Also, I think our board comments, just let's say something here that we had comments somewhere in here, Chip.
It's just listed on there as part of the agenda. I think it's on the fourth page, maybe. Third page bottom.
Third page bottom.
And then it goes, then it carries over to the fourth page at the top. And that just basically establishes what should be on the agenda, how the agenda should be ordered.
Meetings, order of business. Citizens' comments at the beginning of each meeting. Ground rules. Robert's Rules of Orders, okay. I don't see it in here, so you guys read through it and make sure you understand. I was a little misunderstood, misguided on our comments being able to be fairly general about everything. And I kind of want to remind our board that it needs to pertain to our purpose. So like me mentioning an event that's coming up, that's not about our purpose. So I'm trying to learn the appropriate things, but that's part of the reason I asked Chip and Felicia to come in, so you guys, or Chip and Felicia, Tom and Felicia, so you guys can also kind of pose questions like I was able to pose to them to say, what do you mean, I can't announce such and such coming up? For me, there's a little different issue, but I think we all need to review that with them and understand a little better what comments are appropriate and per our purpose, and where we need to just go to them direct before or after meetings, okay? And I think that was really more the key, It's what to choose to say here versus, hey, Chip, can we keep this up for this week? I just go to him direct so I can learn the right areas to do that, okay? So I think we should all, and we should encourage our folks that aren't here, if you're watching on video, please review these bylaws, our purpose especially. For me, it was a lot of legal ease. So I asked all kinds of questions. Did this apply? Did this apply? Did this apply? So I encourage you all to do the same thing and make sure that we all have a better understanding of where the city envisions us supporting and being a part of the community and how we can help with that, for example. I do know another one we talked about was making suggestions of programs. And again, that should be done direct with Chip rather than our board meetings per se. We will get that information through our surveys. Okay, so it was a good meeting that I was able to have, and it did open my eyes so that I could understand better and help us all follow better our purpose. But look forward to seeing them in February. And like I said, read through, put your questions together, make sure while you got them there, you ask questions, and we'll make sure we understand better their goals for us. All right, and anything else on
Yes,
new
two more
business?
things.
Back to, any other questions on the bylaws or resolutions at this time?
A little bit. I can't remember if it was a workshop or the city council meeting, but it was discussed of how to elect people on the board. Was that ever settled or?
Do you mean appoint board members?
A point. It seemed like it was still the same, but I just wanted to.
Okay, yes, so
clarification.
council had a work session October 24th and gave staff direction, and there will be a formal board appointment policy being, going to council on December the 5th. So for the advisory boards, the direction was given that we will basically continue what we've been doing. So all applications that are received will go to this board. I will schedule them for a board meeting. You will still be interviewing them and selecting a candidate, selecting an applicant, and then that applicant will go as your recommendation to council. As to alternate, well, I'll start with reappointments. So reappointments, when your term comes up, that will stay the same as well. We will contact you, let you know, and if you desire to continue, you will automatically go to council at the next meeting. And then when there are, for alternate members, so when there is a vacancy and we do have an alternate member, we would contact the alternate member first, and if they want to be a regular member, their application, well, they automatically go to council as well.
Okay.
So that is the direction, and that will be formally in a policy on December 5th with council.
Okay, thanks for clarification.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not going to ask it, I have to. But we will continue as per the last method where all, say we have 5 people to interview, all interviewees will be sitting in here while each person's interviewed, correct?
I think,
That wasn't discussed. I think the actual interviews might be in your bylaws.
or maybe it's
That
something
would-
to get on the agenda next time.
I know that was one of our board's questions. It was done differently in the past. And for us to have them all in here, it was like, because we're asking all the same questions to the same people, it kind of gave an unfair shake to the first person. And the 5th person or whatever already knew what was going to be asked of them, so.
Okay. Well, I
we had-
can, I'll review the bylaws again just to make sure it's not in there. And then I can ask guidance from the city attorney on that, about what would be the best method per just to make sure we're in accordance with the sunshine law.
Right.
That's
So
something we can ask at the next meeting when he is
Yeah,
present.
we could ask as well, but I will go ahead and send him
Okay.
a note as well on that is our question.
And I do think that was, I'm not just speaking for Suda, I think I was speaking for the board, that was one of our questions.
Yeah, it was just a little different from the last time, and it was kind of awkward all at the same time too. I mean, if that's the way it has to go, then I think we could find a
We
better
work
way
with
for us
it.
to navigate.
Because we
through it,
love
because
Dave,
at that point, we were like,
Asshole and finished bad.
you know,
Listen,
so-
I don't take anything personal in that. It was awkward for us as well. I was thinking about it, and maybe if we were able to have the 5 people or however many people sit in the front row and ask a question and let them answer, as they think of their answers, instead of focusing on one person, allowing them each to have the opportunity to answer on their own. That way, nobody feels pushed. Like Suda said, the first person was at a complete disadvantage, where I had a little bit of time to consider my answers and was a little bit more prepared.
Everyone's in the hot seat.
Or even if we change up the questions from applicant to applicant.
But right
That was
now, we
for
can't.
others.
Yeah,
Right now, we have 10 questions that we choose from, and we have to ask off of that specific question sheet only. So I think that was also something in question for us, whether we could vary from the sheet, like somebody comes up and said, they've been, I don't know, I'm trying to give a wild example, but they've been teaching baseball for years and years and years, and, we may want to ask them more of a baseball question, or maybe a bit more about our fields and parks and things like that, where we're kind of limited right now. And some of those 10 questions, I think we all felt were a couple of them are redundant.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so check on the questions.
follow up on that
Thank you,
question as
and then,
well.
and then check on the procedure, whether they all have to be in the room. I know the comment was if they go outside, they can still hear the meeting.
Yeah.
So that became an issue, where in the past, if they were outside, it was private and each person got individually interviewed. So check those two areas out for us, Kristen, I
will.
appreciate it. And that was it was more general for the council, I would guess, probably on talking about these appointments and stuff. Thank you. Anybody else have questions on that issue? Nope. And Chip, more new business for us.
Two more quick things. Thursday, I think it's already been mentioned, but Thursday, January 25th, 6 p.m. here in the council chambers will be an evening in the sunshine, and that will be led by Tom Trask.
It will be led by one of his fellow attorneys,
Okay.
Randy Mora.
Okay. And that's for all of our boards, so just mark that on your calendar. If you cannot make it, it is being recorded.
And that's the 6 p.m., right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I can get anybody to take the little ladies class.
And then the final thing that I have is Celebrate Oldsmar is this weekend. The last meeting, we passed around a sign-up sheet to be able to be out there, conduct your surveys, during that time. Does everybody have their time? I can email this to.
I need to change mine.
You
I
need
know that.
changers? Okay.
Because I think I had it 6 o'clock on Friday.
I have it 6
That's-
o'clock on Friday.
Yeah, it's my daughter's piano recital now, so.
Okay.
Can't make it.
Yeah, Jody's had to change.
There's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon or 2 to 4 p.m.
And I did get one email from board member Pam,
Yep.
and she's unable to attend. She's out of town.
Then
That's
then
okay.
it's 12 to 2, so then it's 10 to 12, 12 to 2, or 2 to 4.
Which one of those
One
are best
Saturday.
for you, Amber?
I gotta go back to that date. I was looking back in November 24. So, okay, can you say the
Yeah,
times
10 to
again?
12, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, or 2 to 4.
Okay.
And that's for Saturday, right?
Saturday.
Correct, okay.
Is Holly auditioning?
Say it was this Saturday?
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Those are in the morning.
Did I sign up?
You signed up for 8 to 10 p.m. So you get fireworks.
Yay. I'm 4 to 6.
You are 4 to 6. Stephen
And I am there
Phillips.
from 11 to 11 on Saturday.
Yeah, right. And Steve Phillips is 6 to 8 on Saturday.
Well, actually, I'm there from 1 to 11
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna be there
Saturday.
all night anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'll take 12 to 2.
What's that?
12 to
12 to
2.
2? Okay. Okay, that's all I
And
had.
then you had like 2 to 4 still open or something?
I still have 2 to 4 and 4, yes, I have 10 to 12 and 2 to 4 still open.
Okay. I'll make sure, because we're having extra help in the booth, I'll make sure that if you don't have somebody there besides, is Dave running it again?
Dave is not running that.
Oh, okay, so whoever's running it, I will make sure that we can back them up.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't have staff planned for that day, so I can talk to you about that.
Okay. But you do have a booth
We do have
Friday and Saturday?
I believe we have a table. We have a table with our programs and flyers.
Okay, all right. And typically, they send out also an invite to, I know somebody does, whether it's John or staff, to other subcontractors if they want, instructors if they want to bring flyers and stuff out. So we'll have a table to work from for our surveys, more or less.
Yes.
But you'll talk to me if it's a man table or not for the
And we
weekend.
do have a
Gotcha.
banner, so we do
Great,
have that,
great.
so-
Perfect, perfect. With the new city logo on it?
Yes.
Yay.
Is there a parade this year?
No,
in
not for
Celebrate.
Celebrate Oldsmar. They went back to just one a year, thank goodness. I can't do,
I was just checking, because I thought I
Parades on
saw
top of
somewhere
everything
parade,
else.
and I,
last year's was. And any other new business,
Nope,
Chip?
not on my end.
Okay.
Giving away free hot dogs or, no? No free hot dogs, sorry.
All righty, nothing else on new business from our board? Then we will go to board comments. Felicia said we'd have a long meeting today, but with not doing the chair and stuff, I think that cut us short a little bit too, so.
people.
Dave, how about you? Let's start on your end. Do you have any board comments for us?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, I'll go the other end. Amber?
I did have some comments about Halloween happenings. Do you want me to talk about that now, or email you, or what you prefer? Okay. So, some of the parents wanted to, and I didn't see this either, like the costume contest, that I didn't even know until like I got there that there was a costume contest. I know there's been some in the years past, but I think I did see in one place it was advertised, but not in others. And some people would like to know the category ahead of time.
Costume contest was advertised on anything we sent out, so it was on every piece of marketing material we had.
Okay, well, I must have just missed it this year, but, I mean, I didn't see it, and I'm just being honest, because usually I do see those things. And some were asking about the age range, like some of them thought it was like a little bit too wide than it has in the past.
Were there age range categories before?
There used to be like 0 to 2, and this year is like 0 to 6, so it's like, well, the babies are gonna win. You can't beat a baby.
I'll be the baby. No, what?
And then I went to a couple different fall festivals, and one thing I liked at one of them at Calvary Church, they had this wristband. As soon as you check in, you put, it goes on the child's wrist with their name and the parent's phone number in case they get lost or something. So that might be a suggestion in the future, just to make parents more comfortable. Because even my little guy got away, but thankfully, like most of the mothers know me, so they're like, your mom's right there. But it might make some other people comfortable that are coming from different cities or just don't know anyone yet, so good suggestion maybe in the future. And I was just thinking about the teenagers, like could there possibly be a separate Halloween event, possibly in the rec center? Because I definitely felt like it was a great event. It was definitely great for younger kids, but there wasn't really much for the teenagers, just in my opinion, some other kids I talked to that were in that age group.
Yeah, we couldn't do it in the haunted house, right? So, was there a hayride? I didn't get to see it.
There was a
Okay.
hayride.
see
I didn't
it.
get to do it.
I never got to leave my booth, so.
My household was 6, so we were all at home.
Aw.
So, I don't know if anyone ever did this when they're in high school, but one thing we had that was cool, like it was better than prom itself. It was after prom, and you would go to one of the schools, and they had these inflatables all set up and had a casino night, and that was actually more fun. So maybe we could have a theme like that for the teenagers, like at the rec center or somewhere where you think that could be good, and do like a Halloween theme or any theme for any time of the year. So,
Thank you.
We're always looking for stuff for our teens to do because they need things to do.
right.
Anything else, Miss Amber?
This would be my last meeting, my 30s. So next time you see me, I'll be 40.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday early.
Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Oh, good point. That's coming up, isn't it?
We'll be doing the turkey trot. I think that's starting to become a annual tradition in our family. So
Yep. All right, all good?
all good.
All right, Joe?
Is there a water fountain in the, was there ever a water fountain in the tennis courts at Bicentennial?
Yes, I believe so.
Can there be one again? I'm dying out there. I decided to play tennis and it's kicking my butt and it's hot. And the tennis instructor, Coach Val, she was
yeah.
like, there used to be a water fountain. And I was like, oh, that would be really nice. So that's all I got. I just want water on the tennis court. That's it.
Don't blame you, don't blame you. Good.
Yeah, it was just by the bathroom.
That's all I got.
All right, great. Just a couple of things. I thought Haunted Happenings was a great turnout. I think you guys had almost 900 people, kids come through Candy Lane, and a lot more than that over at the, so great job to the city on that. And also the talent show had a good turnout, and you guys did a great job with that one. There was a nice variety of acts and stuff there. And I know we've got more events coming up. But beyond that, I don't think I have anything else that's appropriate under our purposes to discuss, which I'm learning. Does anybody else have anything for our meeting?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy holidays.
right? Happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah. And I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Get out there and do those surveys.